Spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have our South Korean Terran player. We have our red Terran representing SA2L Esports, Seoul Esports. It is a GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Let us go. Our final matchup, our final series of the broadcast. And these two, they've yet to face off. I mean, Solar, he took down Maru earlier. GuMiho, likewise, also took down Maru. But they have avoided each other thus far. Now, something that we did see from GuMiho earlier against Rogue was he did mix it up. He did play mech at some points, did play bio at others. As we load into ley lines, we'll see what he decides to go for this time. Ooh, CC first. CC first out of GuMiho, delayed racks, so very greedy start. But we mentioned this, if you recall, when it came to Maru versus Solar series, how Solar, he isn't really one to go pull first. He's not really one to be overly aggressive, so you can cut corners like this. You can cut corners, and you can try to take advantage of Solar in a lot of these matches as a result. So CC first would leave you vulnerable to a Roach-based all-in or Roach-based aggression early on, but Solar isn't really one to do so. Not that early, at least. We did see Solar go for an all-in against Maru, but that was off of 3 bases. That was off of 3.5 bases, actually, on 70 drones. So it was later aggression. So GuMiho cutting corners. I could already see this leading into mech, I'll be honest. Like, that's the scariest form of mech, is mech with greed behind it, right? Mech where a Terran player gets away with so much greed and takes an economic lead over the Zerg. It's terrifying. As we have our racks expand into the factory. Likewise, Solar, he is droning. And we just see GuMiho going for his third CC before the starport. Okay, so greedy start into an economic follow-up. Comes out of GuMiho. Solar just confirming. Things they do threaten to dive, but Marines, they don't care. They snipe the Overlord. They supply block Solar. Nice start by GuMiho. So far, this is a better start for the Terran. Behind this, going for a starport, getting to a zone 3 CC 111, and from here we're expecting and we're waiting for a factory. But now we have another add-on swap here into Hellion production. And then this Rax can make a tech lab for the starports into Banshee play. We'll see where this leads us. Yep, there's the add-on swap. So again, the Rax has just been used to make add-ons so far. Just pure add-ons. I'm still waiting here for our next building of choice. There are those Cloak Banshees. Solar back at him just droning. We've been focusing a lot on GuMiho because Solar, he's just been droning, saturating, getting his third base, now working towards a 4th expansion. We're waiting here for, in 30 seconds, for our tech of choice to go into a faster layer, or into faster upgrades, or into a Roach Warren. So we will soon see Solar's tech of choice. Until then, it's all been on GuMiho. Just settling in. Hellions have amassed. And yep, there it is. Once again, the Rax just used for an add-on for a tech lab into mech. We have a 2nd and a 3rd factory on the way. We are meching it up. From here, GuMiho is doubling down. Now, does he embrace battle mech first, or does he go into a more tank-heavy style? We'll see. Meanwhile, we have a Roach Warren on the way from Solar. Solar, he has yet to really confirm what's going on. But opening up Roach against GuMiho makes plenty of sense. Like, there's a high chance... Oh my god! There's a high chance of it being something like mech. Meanwhile, that's Overlord speed on the way. Are we going to pull off a Raynor? Raynor, he has a build where he had a build. This is back like in the Gressfan era of StarCraft, where against mech he would go for a Roach Queen all-in with a German taxi. He would just German taxi and all-in a Terran player before they got it to full 3-way saturation. We'll see if that's the plan. As Roach Warren is finishing, Roach production should be underway. Solar Heat drones up to 58. But we might just stop production here and just commit to that taxi. Yep, we're going for it. Let's go. Before that happens, Banshee does arrive. And the Banshee doesn't see much yet. But remember, there is a lair for the drop lords, but no upgrades. There's no Roach speed, there's no Eva chamber, there's no upgrades. We're ready for the taxi. There it is. The drop lord is arriving. Going for the drop lord. Roaches are moving out. Back at home, GuMiho, he is not aware. He's not getting... We need tanks. We need tanks to survive against this, or at least like a massive amount of Heli and Cyclone. Third base is exposed. And Solar, he's moving out. He's moving out with everything he has. And now GuMiho scouts. He sees you all in. You know, see? Back at home is being proactive. Does catch out some of those roaches. Nicely done. That's going to be 1, 2 roaches going down already. Meanwhile, Lings, they do bust into the mineral line. GuMiho, he's fast to pull away. Does pull away in time. Ooh, roast up the Zerglings. Zerglings are getting roasted. Again, GuMiho barely loses any SCVs. He abandons the third. Good call. Has to abandon. Tank production's underway. He needs those tanks. Ooh. Brutal choke point. Solar, he cannot commit in, and Solar, he's droning. Okay, he's droning behind this. Solar trying to transition. The lair has begun. Oh, the lair is done. Infestation has begun. Getting to his Evo chambers. Evo chambers are on the way. Ooh. Nice piles. Does catch a Cyclone. Now, what's important here is that this all-in denied the third. That's all it really did. He killed 5 SCVs and delayed the third base, I should say. But doesn't do any critical damage, which means GuMiho, he's still in a very, very strong position because now we can expand. And, oh, we do see we're attempting to spread some creep, attempting to delay the expansion. Now dropping in towards the main. The creep is cleaned up. And GuMiho now can resaturate. And was this good enough? I mean, Solar, he does have a decent drone count, true. He was able to build up to 76. Decent. Oh, God, I spoke too soon. Oh, God. No Spore. No Spores in position. Drones are going down. The Queens, of course, they were across the map, so now they're racing back. 2 Queens that go down. And it's going to be 6 drone kills. And suddenly that economic lead, it's not really there anymore. And still have 20 drones, true. But mules, of course, are a factor. GuMiho now getting into a 4th. Queen drop into the main. Okay, okay, let's go. That's where the Queens were. Jumping into the main. Hey, they're killing SCVs. Not bad. No transfuse, unfortunately. They get 5 SCVs. That's something. 5 SCVs for 3 Queens. Meanwhile, GuMiho, he has arrived. Pushing forward. He wants the expansion. That's all he wants. He's going to get it. He's going to get a Solar being forced further and further back. He's going to try to engage, but there's so many Hellbats. He just cannot get on top of the tanks. He cannot get on top of this. Takes down the Queens. Oh, Fungal does connect. Not bad. Gets 1, gets 2. Takes down 2 Cyclones. Then again, this base should fall. Solar does pull away. The base goes out. Solar now stuck on 3 bases. Retaking his 4th. Let's give me here. Does pull back. Pulls back, pulls away. No need to stick around. And again, despite the fact that GuMiho, he lost, or he had to give up his 3rd base earlier, like, he's still in a solid position. Now getting another expansion. Again, he's on an equivalent base count as Solar. Solar is up in drones, but he's not saturating, right? Like, he's oversaturated heavily. He's not mining efficiently. It's allowing GuMiho to catch up. And once again, going into Hyperflight rotors. Now, if you remember, we spoke about this during GuMiho series against Rogue, how GuMiho is very fond of this, a bit of an older style of mech that has made a resurgence, which is battle mech into Cloak Banshee. And the goal of the Cloak Banshees are to do what? To snipe the Ravagers and to snipe the Infestors, more importantly. And we saw that he just bullied Rogue and just focused on every single Infestor. It was insane. But that's their role. Their role is to snipe the Infestors. Meanwhile, Jesus, oh, but we're just rushing into Broodlord tech. My apologies. I didn't notice that Greater Spire. I thought nothing of it, but yeah, Greater Spire is done. Broodlords are on the way. Very fast Broodlords. Okay. Bearing in mind that there's no Vikings, like GuMiho has no Vikings ready, but he does have Cyclones. Does have Cyclones. It's not the best answer to Broodlords, but it is an answer. Oh. Catching up the roaches. Now what's important here is, oh god, as the roaches get caught on move command. Yeah, they do get caught out. But what is important here is that when the Broodlords get scattered, because I believe so far, unscattered. So far, GuMiho is unaware. Broodlords are going to strike the top base where all the Cyclones are. Uh-oh. Cyclones, they do get some lock-ons. Broodlords are getting low. Broodlord's already getting low. Again, Sully has to be careful. Now he reveals his hand. Viking production has begun, but there's only one starport. He's not ready for Vikings. Oh. Hydras are building up to support. Okay. That's going to be Solar's anti-air. His Hydra. Nuts Corruptor. Ooh. Catching out two of those Banshees. Nicely done. Both armies are maxed out, and this base is forfeit. Solar coming in from behind. GuMiho, we can just keep going further in. Yeah, you can just send it. The tanks are not long for this world. They should be the first to go down. Fungal does connect. And this base will fall. Not just this expansion, he just keep going. The Broodlords are lagging behind. And Cyclones, they go for the run-by. They catch a Queen. Oh, running into more army, though. Now, who runs into who? The Hydras are exposed. They're all going to be cleaned up. Better trade for GuMiho. And can he get a second expansion? No shot. Oh, the lock-ons are brutal. He'll get it. Oh my god, it's so fast. Ay. Takes down the expansion. He gets one, he gets two bases, takes down all the Hydras. And Solar, he bleeds out so much here. Unable to catch out the army. Broodlords, they just move out across the map. Oh, nice fungal. Catching out the Raven. Raven goes down. Broodlords trying to move in. Thors are on the way. We're getting a little bit chaotic. Yeah, Broodlords trying to catch out those Cyclones. Nice fungal. Fungal pops off. Cyclones are going down. But now it's almost purely Hydra. That's a very heavy Hydra composition. Interesting. It's very fragile is what I will say. I mean, it can trade well against Mass Thor, 100%. For sure. Speaking of, does catch a Thor. Gets one. Gets still almost two. And right now, GuMiho needs tanks. He needs tanks here instead. He's got too many Thors. Switching into tank production. Making 3 tanks at a time. Likewise, Hydras, they rotate over. They will take down an expansion. The Broodlords are getting caught out. Vipers are on the way, but they're not ready. Yeah, the Vipers are not ready. And Solar has to get out of here. He has to get the hell out of here. He cannot fight this head on. Not without any spellcasters. Not without any Broodlords or Lurkers. Like pure Hydra here. I'm still a little bit perplexed. Now we have the Lurker done on the way, but I feel like this is late. Now, without Lurkers, these Hydras, they can't really get much done. They can kill Banshees, I suppose. But we are trapped on a heavy Hydra army. An expensive one as well. Nice piles. Very nice piles. And the mech is coming. The mech is coming. And Hydras are not built for this. Ay, ay, ay. Lurker Den is almost done. Remember, these going to be layer tech Lurker. Take on the Vipers, true. Blinding Clouds. Nice Blinding Clouds. Ooh, does up Duck to the tanks as well. Yeah, very nice engage here from Solar, trading as best he can given what he has. Despite that, the mech army is breaking through. Down to 2 Hydras. How many did we lose? 45! 45 Hydras. Oh, God. And on the one hand, sure, now we have a Lurker Den. On the other hand, all the Hydras are dead. So Lurker Den a little bit too late. And GG gets called as Solar's army crumbles. And GuMiho takes game number 1. Ooh, GG. GuMiho does take lead in the series against Solar. Unfortunately, he was tunnel visioning a little bit too much and he overmade Hydras. And as we saw, like, even though he was maxed out, Solar, he was stuck on a subpar army. His Lurker Den was late. If he wanted to go into Hydra Lurker, great, sure thing, but he had no Lurker Den, which might have been an oversight there. Or he just overmade Hydras. With that, he was just stuck with an army that's just not built against mech, and we saw it just crumble, just melt, just evaporated. GG, well played. GuMiho does overwhelm, and with that, GuMiho is 1 game away from claiming the series. Solar has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. Whew. Oh boy. Again, a very chaotic game there. We had Solar, you know, switching tech and going into that Broodlord switch, then trying to switch out into Mass Hydra. It's a bit chaotic. But here we go. We're now getting into game number 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha. We have our South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing SA2L Esports. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Oh. Hello. As GuMiho moves out with not just 1, with 2 SCVs. So we have a proxy 2 racks here from GuMiho. Something rarely. Oh, did I say 2 racks? 3 racks. Ooh. Now we have seen Solar die to this in GSL before. Like he has straight up just died to this. What is scary about a proxy 3 racks is that you have to respond differently as a Zerg player if it's 2 or 3 racks. Like, they both typically require different responses, different reactions. Against a proxy 2 racks, you can pull the boys and you can chase down the Marines, you can focus on the bunkers, and then you can defend and survive and shut this down by pulling the boys. Against a proxy 3 racks, you can't pull that off. You have to be more reserved in your response, because there will be more Marines. It is more difficult, I should say, to pull it off by pulling the boys. So if Solar misreads this, then he can be caught out. Now, GuMiho, he has to do the best he can to try to hide this. Based on the Overlord pathing, Solar should confirm. He should confirm everything. Never mind. He does. He pulls away. He was rallied in. He was rallied to scout. Feels bad, man. And this is what's important. 2 SCVs. 2 SCVs are revealed. He's making it look like a proxy 2 racks, not 3. That's the only reveals 2. From bunkers on the way. The boys are being pulled. Oh no, the boys are being pulled. Now we'll see if we can get us around. As more Marines are amassing, Solar trying to get the better angle here. Yeah, GuMiho he does dance well. Does dance well. He pulls away. The bunker is going to be denied. We have the spine crawler on the way. And thankfully, Solar, he doesn't commit. Oh, but the bunker on the way once again. Lings have arrived. And Solar, he's holding on. And again, thankfully, he didn't try to dive in. If he did, then he would have just lost all these drones. Like, the drones would have gone down. I say that the spine crawler should complete and Solar should hold. The drones, they make it back. Whew. Spine crawler is done. And he's within range. Within range of the bunker. Bunker is cancelled. And Solar defends. Okay, so he does defend. Again, we saw him pull the boys, but he didn't commit to a fight, thankfully. If he committed, that would have been disastrous, but he just used it to zone. He just zoned, but he bought enough time for his spine crawler. And with that, Solar, he can now start to focus on longer game state. Getting a second spine crawler as well. have to be careful. Does have to be careful. Now getting a second spine. Oh my god, GuMiho. He's committing. He is committing here. The boys are being pulled. We do see the Overlord doesn't see much here. Doesn't see much, but we have more spine crawlers on the way. Thankfully, more spine crawlers on the way. Solar, he's not droning. So a good read here from Solar. The GuMiho is just going to double down and commit. But it's going to be a tough hold. There's going to be a transfuse. There's one transfuse available. He's going for the queen. He's going for the queen and does try to run past. He does run past all the spine crawlers. He has the high ground. He has the ramp. And Lings, they're going down. Boys are being pulled. Zerglings, they crumble here. And there's no spine in the main. GuMiho, he's done it. Wow. GuMiho, he busts into the main base. Chasing down the final queen. Spines are trying to reposition. Oh, God. There's no Zerglings. Can they burrow? Oh, God. As every drone is going down. He cripples the economy. He takes down every single worker. Down to one drone. Now there's nothing on the low ground. Now there's nothing here. And GuMiho, again, he has crippled his opponent. GuMiho back at home. He has mining. He has mules, more importantly. GG gets called. And GuMiho, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. What an animal. GG, well played. GuMiho, he does take it again. We have seen Solar fall to this in the past. I mean, a lot happened there. First things first, Solar, he missed the scout, which was brutal, but he had a good reaction, right? Where he did pull the boys. Then when he realized that there was a third SCV, he didn't dive on the Marines. He just used his zone. He just zoned. He bought enough time to spine crawlers. Honestly, a really good start. Really good early game defense by Solar. He bought enough time for the spine crawlers. He pulled back. He defended. The game should have continued. And then GuMiho pulled the boys. And as we saw, GuMiho did not have enough to break the natural, so he avoided it. He was able to get past just before both spine crawlers finished. Just before they finished, he was able to slip past the army, slip past the defenses, wedge himself in between the bases, and avoid the spine crawlers entirely. And with that, GG. GG well played. Solar, he did not have a backup spine in the main base. He didn't think to get that ready. He likewise didn't have a full wall at the ramp either with his queens. There was an opening. And GuMiho slipped past. He slipped past, he slipped through. GG. He does cheese the hell out of Solar. And with that, GuMiho does make it through and does make it into the semis. Solar, he's out of GSL. He's out of GSL. GG. Crazy, that'd be crazy. He's an animal. Oh my god. Catching up, catching up. This man is alpha, but he's crazy, man. He's insane. Just tuned in. Is there another game? Unfortunately, we are at the end of the broadcast. We just wrapped up. I mean, you can check out the VODs, of course. VODs are available on YouTube. We do stream on YouTube at the same time. But we just wrapped up with our initial group here with Group A. Congratulations to GuMiho and Rogue. Rogue initially took down GuMiho 2-1. It was very close. I'm still thinking about that Tokamak game where Rogue went mass muta and where GuMiho did kind of underreact to it and he was pulled apart. GuMiho was in a commanding position and then Rogue had a crazy comeback on Tokamak. Likewise, Solar had a very specialized build against Maru where he was able to hard counter the 8 racks. Very, very nicely done out of Solar. Then we had the chaotic ZVZ between Rogue and Solar as well. Very chaotic, very intense. GuMiho able to bring down Maru in the TvZ matchup. Once again, for those that are unaware, 2 seasons in a row, Season 1 and Season 2 of GSL, who knocked out Maru? GuMiho. 2 seasons in a row, papi. So GuMiho, he once again brings Maru down, and then GuMiho does pull one over on Solar with mech and with the proxy. GG, well played. Congratulations, GuMiho and Rogue do make it through. Solar and Maru are out of GSL. Congratulations here, congratulations. Ooh, and with that, that wraps up our broadcast for the morning. Again, we do have another broadcast tomorrow. Of course, there are 2 groups. There are 2 groups in GSL, and let's catch up on our schedule. Bam. On our matchup. So here we are Monday morning. All the way at the beginning of the weekly schedule. Here we are Monday morning, 9 AM KSC. We just wrapped up with our GSL Group A cast of the round of 8. And tomorrow, at the same time in 24 hours, or I should say less than 24 hours time, tomorrow at the same start time, we're going to be live with Group B. Group B is going to be tomorrow, and you can see on Thursday, in 2 days time, on Thursday we do have, oh sorry, in 3 days time, on Thursday, we have another GSL broadcast. That GSL broadcast is the semifinals and grand finals. So we're going to be wrapping up season 2 of GSL this week with initially both quarterfinals groups and then the semis and finals thereafter on Thursday. So 3 days of GSL this week. Meanwhile, we have WarDTV Monday. That's going to be later on tonight. So our next broadcast is going to be at 8 p.m. KST. That's going to be at 9 p.m. AEST. That is going to be in 7.5 hours. 7.5 hours from this message, we're live with the WarDTV Monday. That is a weekly open tournament where we feature players like Clem, MaxPax, Hero, Rogue, Solar, Shin, Kior, Byan, Showtime, and many others. Skilless as well. They all compete, they all go back and forth in the WarDTV Monday. Again, that's later on tonight. Meanwhile, on Wednesday morning, we have the Pigasaur Cup. That's going to be in 2 days. So tomorrow we have GSL at this time. Day after that, we have Pigasaur Cup. That is another open tournament that is more centralized towards the American and Korean time zone. So in that tournament, we feature similar players, except we also feature players like Estrella, like Trigger, like Scarlet. Scarlet has been playing a little bit more as well. So it is a little bit more catered towards the NA region for that weekly. So we have the Pigasaur Cup. Meanwhile, on Thursday, we have the Pondcast, we have Kung Fu Cup on Friday, and of course, many other tournaments throughout the week. You might be noticing here that this week's schedule is looking a little bit leaner than usual. And it looks that way. It kind of is. It kind of isn't. So I mentioned this before, I'll mention it again. This week is RSL. This week is, if you don't know what the RSL is the Revival StarCraft League. It's a big tournament organized by those in Korea, organized by the English speakers in Korea, by the community members, specifically Tasteless, Gemini, State, Ziggy, and a couple of others. They all work together to create a Patreon, create this crowdfunding, and to run the Revival StarCraft League. And the goal here is to have a consistent tournament that is going to be running on a regular basis, on a seasonal basis, outside of the league and outside of the EPT circuit, because the EPT circuit doesn't exist anymore. So this is going to be one of those tournaments that does run on a regular basis for all the players to compete in during the off season, before or after EWC. So it's going to be really important. It's I would say a really important event because of its initiative, because of what it means, because of what it signifies moving forward without the EPT circuit, without ESL Pro Tour. So there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of importance, I would say, in that event. And that's going to be running tomorrow night. You can see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in that afternoon time slot. That's where RSL is. We could cast. We could actually push GSL earlier and cast in that time slot, but we don't want to go over RSL. We don't want to clash, right? We don't want to clash with RSL. Like I feel like it's really important. I feel like there's a lot of, like, again, value and importance in the RSL, so I don't want to clash with it. I don't want to go over it. So we're going to be leaving that that time slot open, and that is when RSL is going to be taking place. Now, RSL, they did say that we can co-stream, like we have permission to co-stream the event, so we could go live and we could co-stream, but I feel a little bit weird. I feel a little bit weird co-streaming. That's like, I'm perfectly fine co-streaming like Esports World Cup or DreamHack, like these bigger, more official events. When we get permission, of course, I feel fine like co-streaming that. Co-streaming is like, it's like React streaming. It's like it's like a viewer party, but it feels kind of weird for RSL just because I feel like it's already a community event. Like it's already an event designed for the community and designed for the scene, and I don't know, I don't want to take away from it. So yeah, I feel I'm very much on the fence, and I think we're just gonna leave those afternoons open and you know, let it go. Let's ideally support RSL, you know, and not try to stream over it or even co-stream over it. It's like, nah, we're good. We'll be okay. We can have some afternoons off, papi. Yeah, it's crazy. We can take some afternoons off. So that's the plan here. Now, I might change my mind when it comes to the playoffs. So this week is the group stage of RSL, the group stage. I think the playoffs are maybe like in 2 weeks' time. We might co-stream the playoffs. But for the group stage, we'll leave it open. And that means we have some time to edit VODs. Let's go. So that's gonna be our plan here for Thursday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, and Friday afternoon. Likewise, another thing about the weekend, you might see Saturday morning is free. That's kind of odd. like the weekend. RSL is not then. Over the weekend is the EWC Global Qualifier. The last chance qualifier for Esports World Cup is this weekend. And it should be there on the schedule. We are going to be casting it. The only reason why it's not on the schedule, we should probably just add it without any time, is there is no announcement as to when the qualifiers are. We don't actually know the time, the start time. We will cast it, but we don't know when it is yet. I'm sure it's going to be announced soon, in a couple of days. It's a late announcement. That's par for the course for EWC, not gonna lie. So late announcement as to when the qualifiers are, specifically the start time. We know it's over the weekend. We don't know the start time yet. Once we find out, we'll add it. We'll add it to the schedule, but that's going to be over the weekend. So the schedule here is a little bit incomplete because that'll be taking place as well. Just as a heads up. We'll cast at any time. Exactly. Like it doesn't matter when it's going to be because we're going to cast it. But it would be nice to know when, so I know when I can sleep and how to adjust my sleep schedule. Just saying. So that's going to be over the weekend. Meanwhile, big shout out to Flipper Flapjack in the chat. Baby God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted sub to the community. A gifted sub to Tatsujin. Thank you so much. But yes, just letting you know that this weekend is going to be the global qualifier, and we will be casting it, even though it's not on the schedule. We'll be there, and during the week is going to be RSL. We won't be casting that, and we want to leave it open and let everyone enjoy RSL together. Let everyone enjoy. But again, we might co-stream for the playoffs. We might do that, depending on when they are. Otherwise, GG. Well played. So a busy week here in StarCraft. Maybe a little bit less busy for us, which isn't the worst thing. You know, we've had a really intense year. I was going to say, we've had like an intense couple of weeks. We've had an intense year, Pappy, of just non-stop, like, just casting. The last day that I had off, fun fact, was last year, December 25th. I took Christmas off to go spend time with my sister and to meet my nephew and spend time with the family. So I took Christmas off. Since then, not a single day off. And even here, we don't have a day off either, technically. But because we're still, even though it's a leaner week, we're still casting every day, by the way. we're still casting every day, just less than usual, which is crazy. But GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going to be wrapping up here. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate the kind words. Chelsea fan in the chat. I hope you had a great time at Cheeseadelphia. Hope you had a great time. To Chelsea fan, to Beefy earlier, to Flapjack as well. Hope you guys had a great time. Hope to see some pictures on social media, maybe. I know that, fun fact, when we were casting, I was like second guessing myself. I was like, is that ex-Kawaiian? Is that no shot? If he was there, he'd be playing. He was there. Yeah, he posted on socials like yesterday. It's like, why didn't he play? I wanted to see some ex-Kawhi in action, Papi. Yeah. Didn't even play. Shaking my head. I think people saw like Uko there as well. I don't know if Uko was there. I'm still a little bit on the fence on that one, but yeah, it was really cool to see the turnout. Really cool to see the turnout at Cheeseadelphia. I look forward to the next one. Look forward to it. Ducklings got a total of 2.5 days off. True. Remember, Werehog. This is an incomplete schedule because we're still casting the EWC qualifiers, which might be Friday evening and Saturday morning. Like that might be there as well. But regardless, with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We'll see you guys later on tonight in 7 hours for the Wardy TV Monday. And again, it's a busy week here in StarCraft. Maybe a little bit less for us, but RSLs this week and EWC qualifiers, the global qualifiers, are this week as well. So mark your calendars once we find out when they are. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And if you can't watch in 7 hours for Wardy TV Monday, we'll see you tomorrow for GSL Renovate Group B. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao. Ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.